Hey, what is going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to have a conversation about the scope of the AR as it has been buffed, so we'll talk about the statistics change, as well as talk about where it fits into the AR meta, as there are 4 other competitive options, so it's the most free and open meta of any weapon class in the game. And with that, let's start out by talking about the damage buff, which is noticeable. Previously, the scope of the AR did 23, 24, but now it does 26, 27. Now, 3 damage, meh, doesn't sound very important. It actually is a noticeable buff. Because now, if someone's 100 health, you got to scope the AR early game. You only need 4 shots to eliminate them instead of 5. From 200 health, you would need 8 instead of 9. So it's definitely a buff. It's not like a game-changing buff where this thing is going to be the most competitive gun in the game, but it's definitely giving it a little bit of extra help to be a bit more competitive. This can also work with situations like someone's 200 health. You scope the AR them 4 times, so they're below 100, meaning you can pump them with just a body shot. While the old scope DR, if you hit them 4 times, you wouldn't be able to pump them with just a body shot. So it definitely can make a difference in your game. Now, let's kind of think about where does the scope DR fit into the meta as a whole. Now, the scope DR is definitely the most long-range biased gun of the 5 ARs, right? It's very effective at long range, having no damage fall off and perfect accuracy while scoping. And you can also fire at full speed because you don't have to wait for first shot accuracy. However, this thing is literally completely useless at close range. It does in the neighborhood of 85 DPS. It's going to take you over a second to destroy a freshly built wood wall, which is that's not good. It has horrible bloom when you're not scoped in. It's completely garbo at close range. What does that mean? You have to realistically take an SMG if you're running a scope DR. Yes, if you're insane and you can work around having no structure destroyer, maybe you could get away with that one, but for the vast majority of you, I highly recommend taking an SMG or dual pistols or something like that to give you a close range option. Now that makes it a bit more restrictive because with the scope DR, yes, you have decent long range, but if we look at our other long range type ARs, I think the other ones are still better options. The infantry rifle does significantly more damage, fires faster, is still perfectly accurate at range. The only real disadvantage is the magazine size is a lot smaller, definitely a disadvantage. You could also argue not having a scope is a little bit of a disadvantage. That's really 50-50, but I just think the infantry rifle still outclasses the scope DR. And even the heavy AR, maybe on keyboard I'd say the scope DR might be a better choice, as the heavy AR, you have to fire it pretty slow to get first shot. But on controller with L2, I think the heavy AR is just a massively better option. That thing works perfectly with L2. Well, the scope DR is super awkward to L2 with, as the scope makes it very weird to try and aim in and out, as you're just going to be halfway in the scope. Very awkward. I don't recommend doing that. So as an overall verdict, I think the scope DR isn't it's a choice. You can pick it. It's definitely the lower end of ARs. Don't really see anyone taking this thing over the Scar. I really wouldn't be taking it over the silenced ARs either, the purple gold infantry. Maybe you're taking it over like a gray AK or a green infantry, right? Or maybe you take it over a gray AR. But I just don't see this thing being like a top tier AR. But with the buff, it's not totally garbage, right? You can take it over the lowest rarity of the other ARs if it's what you prefer. And with that, I hope this helps you, and I'll catch you in the next one.